suffering. In all those lonely nights, your mind goes for a ride beyond the sky. It's time to roll the dice. You're slow.
Hey everyone. Okay, we're figuring it out. We're a month in and we're still figuring everything out. How is everyone doing? I'm talking to you. How are you doing? We're setting up some Discord call stuff, and so we're getting everything figured out. We're getting it all grooving, all flowing. It looks like everything's going good. Oh, what up, Big Trio? How do you say your name? Is it BK Trio or Big Trio or? All right, guys. Well, you get what you pay for, and I'm still figuring shit out. So we're gonna get Ryan, Lirona, and second Ryan. Which one's second Ryan? You guys can decide. We're gonna get them on the call, and then we're going to fuck around with the overlay while we talk to them, and it's gonna be great. So, all right, real quick, let me put on chill music that doesn't have words that can fuck me up constantly. And then it's good to see you, Gossamer. It's good to see you, Rustan, Big Trio, some Mark, Domino. Everyone's the gang. People are funneling in too, so. All right.
Is fantastic.
Hey guys.
It's really good.
Done everything.
Hey,
You
can hear
there?
us?
I can.
We're here.
Yes.
I can hear all three of you. Perfect. I saw there was some.
How the quality of the stream is.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Just wait till you check this out.
Uh-oh.
Wait, so should I go into the
You can watch the stream if you want, or it's easier to just talk on Discord, honestly.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
pop out the Twitch chat if you want.
Right, yeah. There's like a slight lag.
Oh, there we are. We're on.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
resize your guys' windows while we do the intros. You guys know, everyone knows Lirona, and everyone knows both Ryan, so you should be familiar with everyone. But I'm getting everyone's names set up, all that good stuff.
Someone's computer fans are going ape shit right now.
So we gotta
My-
Is that
My
what-
headphones.
Mine is always flying around.
That's probably it. It's so
Someone's
loud.
computer's about to take off.
Really? Oh, you usually can't hear it through those headphones. Shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone on stream.
What's up?
Thanks for having us, Orphan.
Oh yeah, you guys having a good
Yeah.
day so far?
Hanging, man. Ryan was just telling us about his pride festivities he's got going on over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some stuff cooking in New York this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you sorry, I'm messing with stuff at the same time. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I was gonna ask a question, then I completely spaced it. So cool. Nice, man.
How are you, Orphan?
I'm doing
Yeah.
good. I'm frazzled. So I thought I set this up like last night. I'm like, okay, and I called Ryan, right? I called Ryan and Mark and Jay. I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. And then I thought I had it all good to go, and I kind of did, but I also really didn't. So, anyways, we're here, and I'm having a good time. I'm drinking the blueberry mint booch.
Oh man.
Yeah, you are.
I gotta get a kombucha here.
Yeah.
Iced tea.
Iced tea
I
is
need-
approved. That's attic approved.
I messed up. I have nothing. I need to get some booch.
Cool. All right, guys. So that's the show for today. We are going to we're gonna catch up tomorrow. What do you got there, Ryan? What flavor is that?
Got it's called Morning Glory
That's
from
not a
Better
flavor.
Booch- Better Booch. It's peach and black tea.
Oh,
Nice.
I like it because you're bridging the gap between me and Lirona.
Yeah.
We got the grade, and then Ryan technically is filling the gap on the far end of literally not having anything and being outside of the group.
Nothing. Just not cool at all.
So it's cool. We got a nice little gradient of people here.
Just keeping the quota.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? This is exciting. Here we are.
This is exciting. This is the first time we've all been on a video chat, huh?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is Lirona's first Twitch she's revealed.
Yeah. I need to,
Oops.
to know a little about how it's going. Like, what are we gonna do? What's the vibe? Tell me, Orphan.
I think Ryan might have some questions prepared, but I'm just hanging out. I think we're just kind of chilling today, right?
Mostly chill. Definitely want to talk about Pretty Boy. Talk about
Aw.
some peaks of things that we've seen on the Instagram page. The Round Brown Boy. And just talk about the latest and greatest in NFTs because there's been a lot of drama this week. And
I want to talk about that.
There has been a lot.
What everyone's thinking.
been a
I'm
lot of
not,
drama.
I think, on Twitter enough to even follow everything, but
Yeah.
what happened this week? And what are those new dogs? Someone needs to explain to me.
Oh yeah,
new dogs?
The board ape kennel.
Oh yeah.
It's a board. I just butchered the whole the rollout, but it was the board ape holders that got access to unique kennel club dogs.
Hmm.
To buy them or to just, they were airdropped to them?
That I'm not sure. If anyone in the chat knows, you should let us know.
Oh my God. Sorry guys.
What about you, Orphan?
Well, someone just did the attic cam, so it's all mushroomed, but it's sponsored by GoPro because I'm not because the attic cam isn't working right.
All right, give Lirona some context for everything
Yeah.
you have set
So,
up on your
Lirona,
side.
Yeah.
here's the deal. You have walked yourself into a madman's psyche where I decided to go up into my attic and spend far too much on a computer and lighting equipment, cameras, and
Nice.
I use it to fuck around and have people be able to donate for crows to attack me and send me on mushroom trips and to talk about NFTs. And so what they did right now is if you watch my channel, you get channel points, and then you can redeem them to change my camera into the GoPro that's in the corner of my wall, like a security camera. And then it has overlays of things that happen.
Wow.
So
You are a pro.
you can say that, but also my camera is completely grayscale with purple and green right now.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It's amazing.
Yeah. So we'll get there. Thanks for the sub, by the way. Oh shit, Domino gifted
Dom.
5 subs. Thank you, dude.
Dom, what a guy.
Wow.
Domino's the best.
Yeah.
We love our Domino.
Getting back to the subject and making it less about me trying to figure out the show, the Bored Ape Kennel Club, I think it was free. I think it was just airdropped to anyone who had an ape.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jay confirmed. Airdropped. It's pretty rad.
Wait,
But
so
what
if
do you
you
think
had
of 'em?
4 apes, you'll get 4 dogs? Because I've seen some
believe
people
so.
having multiple. Okay.
I think
and
so.
did you get the cat? Was the dog the same design as your ape, or was it different?
they're completely randomized.
Oh,
It looks
Yeah.
like there are some that match up. You can match.
yeah, exactly. That was the question.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know if they lined them up. Who had the specific ape got the same design on the dog.
Yeah, it's probably a nice way to get people, swapping and
Yeah, right,
exchanging
they-
things.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're
It's a good
set.
mechanism.
That whole community, that secondary market is super healthy. There is
Yeah.
so much trading going on.
It's
insane.
crazy. I don't
Yeah.
understand it either. I think the Bored Apes are kind of cool, but it's just another generative project, right? Is it I've been trying to figure out why everyone's blowing up about it, but
Yeah, same. If anyone
Dude,
knows, let me know.
I think it's the copywriting. If I remember correctly, you get copyright access
Yeah.
to your Bored Ape as
Yeah.
well. So you can make
Yeah.
merchandise. You own everything about that identity.
okay.
Yeah, Chris was talking about in the Twitter Spaces we did a week ago about how you can lease it out. If someone wants to use it in a commercial, you own the rights to that, so you get the money, the profits from them, you know, someone using it in a commercial or putting on something. It's like it's yours when you have it.
Wow.
So I think that has something to do with it. For sure.
That's crazy.
Nice.
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
It's pretty wild. I'm kicking myself a little bit because I saw them, like when they were released. When I was on OpenSea, and I was I don't know if this is gonna take off. No,
Didn't pull the trigger.
I didn't pull the trigger. I mean, I could have got a couple of them.
Yeah.
I should.
I think that
you can't really get mad at that stuff.
I think that every time, but I literally don't have enough money to catch every opportunity out there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
it's great.
stuff that I think is just awesome, but it's like, okay, if I bought everything that I thought was awesome, I would just be eating crackers and ketchup.
I think the FOMO aspect of being involved in NFTs can be really dangerous too. Like I've fallen into that trap a few times.
Oh yeah.
And I very early on had the realization, like I keep tapping into the bank account, and just loading up more, and you just can't do that. You're not going to be a part of every single project.
No.
That is totally fine.
Yeah.
And maybe better because you can focus on some other communities a little bit more concretely.
It's all speculation.
Yeah.
Like we're only seeing the ones that are really successful. There's so many that aren't.
Yeah.
So it's just, it is a little bit like gambling in a way. And
Yeah.
you have to choose the things that you really attach to and then be happy whether it goes wild or not, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lirona, are there projects that you feel attached to or feel some sort of like draw to?
Not really. I really, really focus on creating and try to not be a part of the hype and FOMO because I would be the same. I think if I started getting into it, it'll consume a lot of my life. So I really focus all of my energy to just create. And we all have full-time jobs and we're all very busy, but like my last 2 months have been like the most insane I've ever had at work. So I needed to be detached from it a little bit. So it doesn't say that I'm not gonna roll in again, but for now the rolling in for me was to be with you guys and be with the community that we created and then creating really. And so I try to do less on the like chasing after projects or collectibles at the moment.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
That's probably a good idea. It's kind of maddening trying to chase after everything.
It really, for a second there, I started looking into it and I was like, if I start this, it's never going to be over. Because, like, I don't know if you're noticing, but there's something new every 2 days. Like where are those craniums now? Like, are they successful? I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? That was like a day. What is going on there?
I know. It's a day.
Guys, we're going to get dragged. We're going to get dragged so hard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The cranium crew's going to come through and cancel us.
Yeah.
It's all good. I just, like, are they successful? I don't know. I'm asking.
I have no clue.
I've been very vocal. Oh my god, the attic cam is so funny.
I'm
when you don't have
I'm
the
so
action.
I'm so fucked.
Wait.
Everything is fucked.
So ridiculous.
My camera is like completely distorted and the GoPro isn't even working. Like I'm just gonna leave and you guys can chat.
It's for the best.
It's fine, yeah. We can
Yeah.
we'll make it.
One of the we will. I was actually gonna make an observation based on what you're saying about work, Lirona, because I find this so difficult. Like I have zero self-control, and my work-life and NFT balance is all askew. Like I cannot get that balance right, and I'm finding that I'm so enticed and excited by all of the art and the projects that are coming out that it actually detracts from my focus at work. But I've also noticed that you're so good at keeping that life separated because of your, I guess, like your interactions online. Like we know when you're busy because you don't fall into the trap of checking those notifications, I'm guessing. But how do you do that? Like how do you manage those responsibilities like a real adult? I feel like I need to take some notes.
I definitely closed off all of notifications. I don't have Discord open all the time. I don't have Twitter open all the time. I don't have Instagram open all the time. I think Instagram is the one thing that so much of it is also chats for me and talking to people in my industry too, and like looking for talent, looking for inspiration, that I feel like I find myself there way too much. And my husband thinks so too. But I think that the one thing to do is to really focus on what you want to be doing and force yourself, because if I had Twitter and Instagram and Discord open throughout the day when I was working, I would do 70% less. And in the end, like once you lead projects, you have to be there with the project, with the people, be focused. I'm watching like videos that I need to QC all day, like to catch little mistakes or like to give feedback on work. Like you have to really be focusing. And then when it comes to creating for myself, like when I do it at night, again, if I had that open, I would do half the thing that I actually get to do. And I don't know if you noticed, but like when I'm like 20% on Twitter, when you see me like a little bit, that means that I'm like working through, trying to be connected to the community as much as I can with still keeping everything else at bay at the same time. So I think figuring out that balance between how much I'll be on Twitter and how much I'll make Boiz and how much I'll be at work and how much I'll actually be completely disconnected from devices has been a lot, but I've forced myself really, because again, like once you put yourself out there all the time, like on Twitter, and you get FOMO and upset that you don't understand things that are going on, it could be a devastating thing because you'll just get addicted. So I think me being like, okay, well, so I don't understand what happened with Archcheek, like whatever. It's not gonna ruin my life if I don't know what the drama is a part of the way that I go about it. I'm just like cutting myself some slack. And I think doing that for yourself is always such a good thing. Like in life, always, like things are not going to go exactly how you want all the time. And people expect from you things sometimes that you just can't deliver on, and that's okay. Like in the beginning, I felt really, really bad that I'm not here with you like every single weekend. But then I was like, well, if I will, then that means that my Saturdays, like I can't spend time with my husband, I can't, visit family, I can't do. So I'll have to just try my best to be here as much as I possibly can and do it. And I think it's made my life better, because like in the first few months of NFTs, I had crippling anxiety like all the time. Like I had like a rash at one point when I started, like my whole like back started rashing out because I was just so consumed and scared and anxious about missing out or not doing good enough, or every drop was becoming this like anxious feeling about like what is it gonna be, how will people react. And then at some point you just have to tap yourself and be like, this is all like, we're stardust. Like none of this is important. We're all just like in this together, and people are gonna understand when you just can't be there all the time. I hope that's true. That's what I tell myself anyways.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super applicable. I think that explains very much why I get 70% less done than I should, because I'm doing exactly being on Twitter all day and Discord and stuff.
Yeah. It can be painful.
Are you guys like zero inbox people?
Yeah.
I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I start to get stressed out really bad if I have more than 10 unread emails. I start to lose it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to have the things actually closed. Because like if you see like notification 1, 2, 3, 4, you start seeing the numbers, you just you can't hold yourself from clicking on it and closing it. But when you see 30 notifications at the end of the day, you just like go through them and it's gone.
Whoever is responsible for creating the notification badge, whoever created the first one should be imprisoned. Because I feel like,
be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. Yeah.
It was actually a World War II invention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's not around anymore. But yeah.
Well, God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I that dopamine hit of seeing that badge is so toxic.
It's tough.
And yeah, you're so right.
But
I
it
turn
also
off notification all
it
the time.
feels so
Yeah.
good though. You guys are ignoring the positive part of it. It's so juicy.
Yep. So just lean into that.
You gotta
Yeah,
feed
so let's
that.
do the opposite.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
be on Twitter all the time.
Lirona, that was great advice, but
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I have a PhD in watching cartoons, and so I think I'm qualified to speak here.
Yeah. I think we need to celebrate more artists and creatives, especially those that are balancing life, full-time jobs that take time away from their projects. And I feel like right now there's a negative stigma associated with people that are doing other things. You know, like collectors are like, where the hell are they? What happened to the project? I think we need to celebrate people that actually know how to balance that shit better, because that's actually the best example of a successful person, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it might
You
end.
have to.
Yeah, exactly. They might end up being celebrated in the long run just by the nature of it, because they're going to be able to keep doing it while everyone else
Sustainability.
fucking
Everyone
burns
would get
out.
burned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep.
And the quality of the work, I think, will get better once you have more time to work on things, like
Right.
really
Sure.
workshopping it. I feel like that with the Boiz now, where I can get to a point where I post something, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's done. You know, I'll do it and then I'll look back into it like a week later, and then I'll be like, oh, maybe it needs this, maybe it needs that. And that's what I'm doing with Rembrandt right now, and what I'm doing
Oh,
with
yeah.
Pretty Boy, which is I'm gonna have him as a part of the couples. So I'm gonna have a pretty girl too, which is something that I didn't think about at first, but once I did it, it's been a couple of days, and I was like, huh, that could be really cool if there was a girl like that. It would be really fitting. And also the couples, series. There's only one, so I think it would be nice to start facilitating that series now.
So what
That's
are
amazing.
you doing with the couples? I don't know if I've heard about it. I've been going through a weird patch where Twitter doesn't show me the people that I want to see. So I went through and like unfollowed like 300 people today.
What?
Yeah, so
Who did you unfollow? Tell us.
only people that I hate and don't and can't stand them on my feed.
It was me.
No, so if you did get unfollowed, I'm sorry, but it's a necessary evil. I need to see some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's create drama. It was all the crows. that we unfollowed.
Yeah, the crows can
So
kick
much
rocks,
drama.
dude. If you're gonna come at me, you're gonna get the ban.
Wait, are you getting crows now? Wait, I'm not.
The crows
There's
is
a whole.
the crows is an
there's a whole
attic
backstory.
thing.
There's a whole bird backstory in Orphan's universe.
It's very sexual.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, right.
You're such a sexual being. Orphan.
You can tell by how many buttons I constantly have undone on my shirts.
They're getting
Yeah.
like less and less. I've noticed.
That's the plan.
Are
progressively.
you a Scorpio?
Taurus.
Sun sign? Taurus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't
That
know
makes
what
sense, I guess.
I don't know what that
It's a
means.
Scorpio on Saturdays.
But yeah, I'm a Taurus in the streets, a Scorpio in the sheets.
Love it.
I feel like Were you gonna ask her? Orphan? Sorry.
If there was a lull, I think Domino asked a good question. But if you had something to go on, let's hit it.
Forget Domino's question. He doesn't get questions here.
I think that's a good call. But he donated 5 subs, so I kind of need to.
All right. Fine.
Pay, I kind of need to.
I wanna
Don't bite
answer
the hand
that.
that feeds, you know. By the way, guys, we're one subscriber away from a new emote, which is kind of sick. So
Ooh.
thank you guys for all the subs today.
Dude, what do you have on deck for the emotes? You got
Congrats.
something good?
It's probably gonna be like a W and an L for or like a win and a lose for the Thunderdome.
That's great.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh shit, Big Trio, thank you. We hit it.
Oh, baby.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Siggy. I love Siggy.
So Domino says, how do y'all feel about the focus of profile picture-based projects versus the more art-focused work? And I think that's a good question because, especially for Lirona, because I feel like you kind of bridged it in a way.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but it's not boys aren't generative. You know, they take they take time to make, and they're very intentional. So, I don't know what your thoughts on the overall scene of profile-based pictures are.
I think there's something really cool about it. There's now a lot of it. So at this point, you can see people changing their profile picture like a couple of times a day just because they have so many of them. And I do wonder how long that's gonna keep on going. It's a really easy way to signal, to people, oh, I got this or I don't have this. So I do think it's here to stay, probably. I think boys are a little different than that, and I do talk to collectors and people in the sphere and people who are coming into the sphere more from a collector standpoint a lot, and like companies and DAOs. And so a part of what I love doing is to really have conversations with those people and understand why they come into NFT. Do they care? It's like also just in fintech in generally, and then in blockchain, just even people who aren't into NFT, they've heard of it, and I love knowing what they think of it. And so a lot of people really believe in NFT, and they believe in NFT in the relationship to fine art and art in general, and also physical pieces, and definitely the metaverse. So I do think that when people come into it for the fine art, they're also interested in having that signaling to their community, whatever that might be, that they're into NFT, and by that they're putting their profile picture on. And I think we just saw that. Was it Jay-Z that just swapped there? Yeah. So I think there is that thing about very easily communicated, I'm into NFT, I'm a part of this community, by using those. So that's the only thing. I don't think that the art is ever gonna die. I think a lot of actually big artists are coming into the scene, and the more artists that are going to be in it, the more it's going to grow, and the more the importance of it is going to grow. But profile pictures, depending what they are, because like when they're very iconic, and when they're like CryptoPunks, where you can do so much with that actual icon, like that logo is such a strong piece of work. You can do so much with it, and people have shown how much they can do with it. Then I think it's more related to fine art and to art that could be done with it. When it's very illustrative, like I feel like Bored Ape is a part of that. There's a little bit less that you can do it in the relationship to art, in my opinion. So I would say yes, both are gonna definitely continue on, but I think the more we have these very illustrative illustrations of things that are profile picture, the more we're gonna try and go to the minimalism and the CryptoPunk aesthetic, because it's such a strong visual that you can immediately recognize. But yeah, that's it, basically.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, because in my mind, when Domino asked that, my mind went straight to streetwear, where it's like, okay, so there is some artistic value in creating a design for a Gucci flip-flop, or like a Gucci bag, or whatever you want to. Supreme is a good example, for especially what you were just talking about, the simplicity, right? Just like a Barbara Kruger red square with some Helvetica in it, or whatever, or Futura. Exactly. I don't know what's in there, but yeah. So like, there's a weird line where the like wearing a Gucci coat for status is not necessarily like art, but there's a certain level of art that goes into it. And so, but it's also not like, it's not like a painting that you put in a museum, like, you know what I mean? There's a weird blur there that dips into status for the masses. And then once it reaches that, it's a little bit less art, and it kind of has to be that way by nature. So.
But even CryptoPunks, like, I could really see them imprinted on everything. Like, they're so simple. They could go on shoes, the way that we've seen. They can go on clothing. Like, I can definitely see Billie Eilish, like, wearing a Prada shirt that had, like, her punk on it, you know? Or something like that, and do a lot more custom work with those, because they're very iconic, and they could lend themselves to street art, as you were saying. When it comes to the other things, even boys, like I don't definitely see that as a pattern on something. I see it more of a standalone. I see it more of a statue. I see it standing in a museum made out of acrylic or stone or any of those things, or being painted on with graffiti, but I don't see that going to the masses like I can imagine CryptoPunks doing, even though they're profile pictures. So I think there is that, and that to me is art, actually. So like when someone is wearing something and it's beautifully made and it's custom and it's one of a kind, even if it's clothing, it's still art. So I think there is that bridging of the gap, but I think to a certain degree, as I was saying, like I don't see those dogs on a Chanel bag or Versace doing anything with it. It's just like I don't necessarily see that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Spoken like someone who knows their way around design and identities.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a good prompt, though, Domino. That's a good question.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fucking psych. Domino sucks. All right, next question. I don't have a next question. I just wanted to roast Domino.
No, we don't. But I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't know if we delved into the couples concept and where Pretty Boy's at, and like how you were sort of talking about, I don't know if rumination is the right word, but the way that you've been able to marinate on certain projects while you've had time to think about it, Lirona. Like, how has that changed the way you approach some of your pieces?
Yeah, so the couples are a way to tie the girls and the boys together. And like, honestly, I would have loved to have made a lot more girls by now. But I just took a long time away from the project in general, and then when I did come back, there were a lot of collaborations and things that I already wanted to do around the boys, so I kind of like dove into that immediately. So one thing that's happening generally with the boys is that I'm doing a collaboration with 8 incredible artists that I really, really love and respect from our kind of little community, and that's going to be a series that is coming out under the unions, but it's going to be like a summer collection kind of thing, and it's going to be 8 of them.
Hot boy summer.
And it's really going to be something for us to just work together. We don't, at this point, like, NFT market has slowed. I don't know where things stand, but in a way, I really don't care. Like, I still always wanted to just work with people and be a part of this amazing community. So whatever that leads us, that's great. I started getting some of them back. I'm working with some people on them still, and they look amazing. So I'm just really excited about that. And then for the boys and girls that are going to come together as couples, like, we do have the series couples, and there was romantic boy and girl. I don't know if you remember. They were more
way back when.
Way back when. And there's still a bunch to go on those for the project. So I'm going to start working on that towards, the end of the summer, like getting more of those out there in smaller batches. Like, first of all, I don't know if you know, but like we're heading to a point where Boy for the People are almost like gone in terms of numbers, because they're like 700 or something. There are 852 general boys, and then there are 53 unique boys out there. So that means that they're going to be a lot less in quantity, but a lot more one-of-ones. And so that's kind of where things are going. So the more we go, the less they are. And then for the couples, it's always been something for me to just like really want to work on the girl as well and just put more out there. And I always thought that once that boy that makes sense for the girl come out, then that's how I'm gonna pair them. And this Pretty Boy, the last one, is something that I wanted to work on for a long time. And once I did, I worked on it for quite a while too. Like, I tried a lot of different things until I felt like that was the one. But he fits so much with the idea of a girl in that style. So that's basically how it came to be. And I'm excited to have another girl out.
That's incredible. There's we're almost at the end of the road almost. Like we're beyond the halfway point, right?
Yeah, but I feel like there's still a long time
Wow.
before we have like 47 more boys.
Yeah.
So
What do you think that end is going to look like? I know obviously we're not close, so maybe you don't want to speculate on it, but I've been thinking about that for some of these projects that are more artistically based, because it's easy to know what the end looks like as far as scarcity and market goes for some of these generative projects that dump all of their 10,000 at once.
yeah.
But for a
I have
more
no
artistic
idea.
project, yeah, it seems like maybe like the secondary market would blow up like near the end, like once you realize it's going to stop. But
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm
Yeah.
working on creating a lot more like collaboration in the physical realm now. I'm really interested in that. So I think in a way that's going to be another way to go about it. And then the connection with DAOs and projects within the sphere, I think are going to change a lot. And I think that's what differentiate between those projects that are dumping 10,000 and like no one knows who's behind them, what they're about, like why are they doing what they're doing, and a project that has a face in a way and someone who really really cares about the artistic side of things and not necessarily just speculative, the finances of it. Because for a little while I was really scared that by the NFT market going down and me putting stuff out, whether they'll sell high or low, that's gonna fuck up everyone else who has Boiz. That was a part of the anxiety of like, should I even put anything out? The market is so low, but I think like we're now understanding that the market is gonna have ups and downs, and that shouldn't deter anyone from creating and shouldn't deter anyone from continuing their projects. Which is why I like came back into NFTs and into the Boiz, just guns blazing, because I'm inspired. I want to create. Like whether they'll stay hot or not, I'm still gonna finish this project. And I think again by talking to those people who are collectors and who are project managers of big projects and DAOs, they're all excited about it still. They collect their apes and they collect their punks and they are still going with where the hype is, but those people still contact me about Boiz, and so people still care about it, and that means that I do think, I hope so, but I think there is that future after the project is gone to do a lot more, to try and do more gallery work, to try and actually have that project connected to like lending, and like, do you know how all those projects that are talking about using NFTs as collateral to actually be in the financial world of blockchain? And I do think that a project that is successful will be available to use within those worlds, and the connections that you make also as an artist with the collectors is almost as important as the work itself. And I do wonder if that's going to be the difference between me and Mark Habibi and like the people who actually stand behind their projects and people know who they are. We'll see.
we
Yeah.
will see.
I
agree.
with a lot of that.
Yeah, I think Mark's been very impressive to me lately. I know I talk to him a lot, but the way the amount of work he puts in is absolutely kind of mind-boggling. Like, and I remember he told me a while back. He's like, I'm not very good at running marathons. He's like, I'm a really good sprinter. And then I look at what he's doing. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I think you might underestimate yourself a little bit.
I think you're a marathon runner, Mark.
I think you know how to. Even if it's uncomfortable, you can do it.
I don't run at all, so
Same here.
none of it.
Just a stroll.
What were you saying, Ryan?
Mark's been sprinting the whole time,
True.
because he's been burnt out for 2 months.
I know. Yeah, talking with Mark about burnout's funny, but all sorts of good stuff. Are we gonna? Oh, go for it, man.
Good. I was just gonna say, just to speak to the sort of ebb and flow of the market too. A lot of the conversations that this group has had, just in like conversations with one another, is we're so lucky to have a space of people that are I think, creatively curious, want to approach art in a different way and royalties in a different way, and build communities together. Like, even if it goes to hell,
Yeah.
we're all having a shitload of fun. And I feel like I've met a lot of people that share a lot of the same sensibilities as I do that I didn't know were out there. And it's a pretty fucking cool thing to just have these sort of chats and to nerd out on art and collectives, like, just in general. Like, so I think it's, you know, I think we're pretty lucky that we have this space right now. And I would find it very hard to believe, even if things crashed, that this still would not exist because of how fun it is to have these conversations and to engage.
Totally with you.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. I don't really care if things are selling or not. Like, I'm having a great time thinking about ideas and thinking about, because I mean, we got handed a new set of tools. Like, when have you been able to incentivize people to send back their art? Like, imagine you made a bunch of prints and then you tried to look up all the addresses and send a letter for someone to send you back three prints that they ordered so you can send them one new print. Like, the fact that we have some of these avenues unlocked by the blockchains, just like that in itself is incredible.
I agree. And the more projects are going to create that, the more tools we're going to have. Like, I'm getting a lot of conversations going about, like, doing more custom, work with these companies who can do more interesting drops. And soon that's going to be the case. Like, we're going to be swimming in these custom contracts, and we're not going to have as many boundaries as we have right now with, Rarible or Foundation or whatever. Like, my story, like, for a long time, I really tried getting on Nifty and Super Rare, and, like, no one fucking cared. And the reason why I really wanted to get on Nifty when it started is to do more of, like, a blank box, or, like, do something that's more interesting as a drop than just a regular drop. But I think more and more those platforms are going to give us more tools to do exactly what we want, and within that be more creative. Because I think you're right, Orphan. Like, we have this set of tools. It's very little right now, and we've managed to do so much with it. Like, can you imagine where this is all going, like, in a relationship to the metaverse, and just in general the way that drops are going to be set up in the future, more brands coming into the sphere, and us being there to kind of, like, usher them in, explain to them how's it gonna go. And then by being here, we're all actually creating the future of NFTs as well. Even if NFTs are done right now, we are the first to be here. It's a brave new world, and we're here. So
Yeah. I've been trying to get on async for months because I have this idea that I really want to do, but it requires a layered contract, like a layer NFT. And so once that's available for everyone to do, I think it's going to, that alone, let alone everything else you're talking about with metaverse and all sorts of, I mean, what Mad Dog did with the replicator, I harp on it all the time, but that contract is so fucking cool.
Yes.
It's,
What was the name of the company that partnered with him on that? I forget the name of
I
them.
saw them today. I forgot their name though.
They're the ones that did the custom contract for Fuck Render as well. And
nice.
that was an indication to me of where we're heading.
Yeah.
Is these small studios that are working, Solidity devs that are working with creators to create these custom contracts, and companies that establish that sort of a UX pattern where you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
And while we're on the topic of Fuck Render, like, Fred has been an incredible mover and, creator of our field. And I think he is doing great stuff, like, super, super creative, always at the top of the line to do things that are inspiring for everyone. And I think there is, well, we're talking about him, just a huge shout out, because he's been the first person collected my Genesis NFT, and always pushed me to do great work, and always been there to talk to me when I needed help. And, like, we've met once in a conference,
He's
Cinema 4D, like,
he's such a
2 years
nice guy.
ago. Such a nice guy, and talented as fuck. Not even just that, he's very nice. He's brilliant and a great thinker. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that's a good shout out.
I've asked him for a couple things, and I literally like have nothing to offer him, and he's always like, "Oh yeah, sure, man."
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, man. I don't know how you have time to even answer my DM, but yeah, it's crazy.
It's a good dude. I think for me, like, obviously I love his art, but when he made the fuck Renderverse, I was like, you could have like developed in an existing metaverse platform,
Yeah.
and he was like, no,
Nah.
I'm gonna make my own.
Just brilliant.
Yeah.
So fucking crazy. Yeah.
The guys.
Yep. I would be curious, and I don't know if there's any speculation amongst this group, how we start to approach profile pictures, PFPs, in the metaverse, like how they change how we value them as we start to be represented in a sort of digital space. And I don't know that Meebits is the best example, but it is interesting to start to think about how, you know, ourselves, clout, etc., is represented in that different space.
Can we talk about Meebits? Because I have no idea. It was at the time
Yeah.
that I was like away, and so I don't
Yeah.
know what really they are about. If anyone could kind of give me.
So the background is, if you own a CryptoPunk, you were rewarded a Meebit. So they were essentially like shored up. And the Meebits, if I remember correctly, the way that they were designed in such a way that they could be utilized or dropped into a crypto voxels or one of those digital metaverse experiences. Then after all was said and done, I think people had access to buy a certain number of them as well. I might be wrong on that, but it was primarily a reward for CryptoPunk holders.
By the CryptoPunk creators?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larva
Oh, okay.
Labs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was obviously a lot of hype around that, but they kind of exploded just in that initial hype cycle, and then it's very much calmed down after that.
Interesting.
I feel like they
Yeah.
still
Were
might.
they designed in the same way as their punk holder?
They're
or
pixelated.
No.
Pixelated in a voxel sense, but like not the
Not
same
the
identity.
same.
They don't look
No.
like they're punk. Yeah,
Exactly.
they look like a
Exactly.
different thing. Yeah, it would have been cool if they were like they're punks in voxel. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been much more valuable, I think.
Yeah.
a stronger brand, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping eBoy does, because eBoy has now entered the profile picture game too, and they're dropping what they call their bobs, or block bobs, I think they're called. And so a bunch of us have been collecting those. Oh god.
Sorry, I just read
Yeah.
chat.
I just saw this chat too.
All right,
God damn it,
Lirona.
Siggy.
This is another part of my stream
Damn it.
where people can do a fuck, marry, kill if they redeem channel points. So this one's for you. Fuck, marry,
Oh,
kill
no.
us three.
No way.
You got to do it.
This
No
is it.
fucking way.
You gotta do it.
No.
If you kill me, I'll be very disappointed.
I'll be okay with
I
it.
will marry all of you.
That's not how
Fuck my
the game.
husband and kill myself.
That's not how the
Man.
game works.
Man,
That's not how the
she's outta
game
here.
works.
She's
Lirona.
out of here.
Girl, hey, I'm a lady.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's fair.
That is fair. That is fair. Well-
We should really be upset with Siggy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Yeah,
the fuck, Siggy?
Not cool. It's embarrassing.
Speaking of Siggy, isn't Siggy doing eBoy voxel stuff?
That's where I was gonna go with this.
Yeah.
Was until maybe this is why he was trying to thwart us. But we are collecting the 2D art from eBoy, and then he took them and made them in a voxels program to make them the 3D style of the token. And my hope was that eBoy eventually makes those accessible. He just did it as a fan project, but that would be pretty dope if eBoy made them accessible to existing token holders as an airdrop or otherwise. And then we could, walk around crypto voxels in our eBoy branded
Yeah.
profiles.
I mean, that to
Someone send a link.
yes.
Sure.
That
feel
that
like
to me is the
maybe-
future, right? Because
No, don't worry about it.
so when I first heard your question, Ryan, it was like, okay, so number one, we need a universal verification of wallet-owned NFTs to JPEGs on social media and wherever you're going to show it. We need like someone to run around verifying all of it, so like the blue checkmark society, but for different platforms. But so that would work in one way to like transfer NFTs. But yeah, I think sets, like we're talking about, like you get a voxel character, you get a profile pic, and then like a cover photo, or like whatever package of avatar you want, you get that package, and then you can use that throughout whatever you want to like for that to be your avatar. And
For sure.
I think we're starting to dip into it, and there's going to be more things to come that are going to be within that quote unquote package, that depending on what the metaverse looks like. Did you guys see Loop's NF Trees announcement today?
Yeah, he just revealed it today, right?
Yeah,
It looks dope. You're so right with the Stardew comparison.
it's so good.
And this is where we start to get into, like Lirona said before, like there's just so much shit going on.
There's
It's
a
like
lot.
every
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
It's like 20
No,
projects.
I can't follow.
I'll
But
link,
I love Loop, so he's the
I do
best.
too.
Loop's great. In chat, I'll link to that so anyone can look at it. But Lirone, it's basically do you know the video game Stardew Valley?
No.
It's like a
Play
it's
Civilization. I'm a huge
Okay.
just
It's a-
Civilization nerd.
Civilization's awesome, and we should play sometime. But
Yeah.
but Stardew Valley is basically like, it looks like a Super Nintendo game. It's like that, or like RuneScape, where it's kind of like 2D, like semi 2D, and you walk around. But Loop is making a metaverse in that kind of Super Nintendo style graphics,
Oh, nice.
which I think is perfect, because the problem I see with all the metaverses right now is that they're janky as fuck, and they're trying to be this perfect alternate reality where everything's 3D and looks cool, but everything's so
Yeah.
pixelated that it looks terrible and it blows up your computer when you try and get on there. But people are perfectly happy with something that doesn't look like real life as long as it's smooth and looks good still. So I think this is the perfect direction.
I couldn't agree more with that. I think having those like insane worlds with bad shaders right now is a little painful to me as a 3D artist.
It's tough.
And that's one of the reasons why I was like, well, I kind of want a boy to be in the metaverse, but like, I just don't think that the level of render or texturing that I can put on them right now could really lend itself to a nicely represented boy. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should just like dive into it and do
No.
like a proper test. But as of now, I agree with that. We just need to use the technology that we have and do like really good design within it. And Orphan, I think like you and I really care about design in the way that we go about life. It's like everything you touch is like high design, high branding, like you know how to do that. And I think more and more people are slowly getting the idea that like really good design pieces are really the things that are gonna stay, and craft is important. And I'm seeing more and more of those. So every time I see something new, I'm just like, wow, this is well designed. Like someone gave a fuck about this. So yeah.
I agree. I think that, and thank you for the compliment, by the way, but I think that, yeah, the two projects that are going to withstand the test of time are those two that are very well polished for what they are, and they're very well put together and beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are going to be completely innovative and groundbreaking in the concepts. They're going to be like the first to markets, like CryptoPunks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to beat a dead horse here because I know we've been talking about profile pictures a lot, but I think that's been a topic of conversation, is that you have these projects that are rolling out generative 10K deep tokens, and then you have people like Mark and Lirona and Savage Dogs that are taking their time crafting these pieces of art. And it seems like it's the sprint versus marathon sort of conversation again, but why is it that we're so, as collectors, so excited about those 10K drops as opposed to individuals that are spending that careful time crafting these universes, these experiences, these profile pictures?
Beats me. Anyone?
Yeah.
what?
Because like it's not even about the
Money.
generative. I think the generative is really cool. It's the 10K that I'm wondering about. Like, there's so
Where did this
many
number
of
come
them.
from? Why did that?
Yeah.
Why is it the standard?
Yeah.
I don't
think
know.
You putting out 10,000 one-of-ones, and the price, the threshold, to buy to get into it is so low. It's really low, so it's not like gonna break your bank to get into it. And it's like you get one, you don't get one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it could blow up or it could not, and you're not really losing much. The risk reward is pretty good, I think. And there are a couple of them that are not successful. Like you can go on OpenSea and you can see that they're massive projects with no numbers.
I think Artvatars kind of fell on its face like that, didn't it?
Who?
Artvatars, Manta had that
yeah.
project. Yeah, they were hyping it up a lot, and I don't think anyone bought it.
Interesting.
It was the bonding curve that I think turned people away, because a lot of those projects, there was a period of time where every single avatar project had a bonding curve that quickly grew, and Chubby's was another one of those where you're rewarded for getting in early. But yeah, it seems like from what you're saying too, Ryan, this is what I suspected, was that the barrier of entry is low, opportunity to flip and make money might be high, or the speculation of being able to do that and the ability to do that might be high. So maybe it's more about potentially making money.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's kind of where I was landing.
Collectibles are not. It's less about the art. It's less about finding the cool thing that you like. It's more about the possibility of it's like the primary side of NFT, of trying to make money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hash Mask was a different, I think, thing because first of all, it had 16,000. So it was even more. It was before it was this like very particular number. But also like, I don't know about you, but like when I imagine if I had gone early into hash masks and I got one, I would absolutely love to have that on my wall. Like huge. I would frame the crap out of it. It would be a beautiful like piece in my house. Whereas a lot of the other profile picture ones are not necessarily that. And that's where I wonder, like, what do people imagine doing with their punks aside from signaling? Are they gonna ever do anything with it? Like we were talking about maybe using it as a pattern, and I think punks do work for that, but like for the dogs and for the craniums, like just are people thinking about presenting them further? And I wonder, I'm not a collector of those, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think the Bored Ape they're doing the best at that. There was in New York a candidate running for office had a Bored Ape in his ad. I saw that in
Really?
Harold Square the other day. So I think they're kind of successfully branching out and being more than just their NFT. They're taking other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that being a show, like a Rick and Morty type of show about like 7 really weird bored apes. And then some of the weirdest ones.
Yeah, that might happen,
Yeah. So IP on those I feel like could be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, do people own them? They own their IP?
Of the
I
apes?
think
That's a good
apes.
question.
Yeah, I think so.
They did
That's a good
did I
question.
see something about like 100,000, like you can't use it commercially more than $100,000 or something, or is that not for this project?
I'm not sure.
No clue.
yeah, that's a good question.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
I think someone said something about IP before, and that's a really brilliant question and idea.
Yeah.
Like, because I would never mind. I would never care if someone took Smart Boy and did a show with him, Like, whether it's in the contract or not, I never thought about that. But I think that's interesting.
Yeah. That is super interesting. I wonder where that'll go.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, Watcher, I didn't scam you. There just wasn't a point where I could do another fuck, marry, kill just yet. So I'll get to the fuck, marry, kill after there's like a little lull. Unless you guys want to do it right now. but I'd rather keep the vibe going. I think we're having a good conversation here. I know that Domino asked another question. There's been a few questions. Ryan, did any of them stick out to you? Either Ryan.
So there's like a lot of Boiz universe speculation questions. I don't know if we want to dive into that or not, but
I may or may not answer.
Yeah, I know, and totally fair. But they're I think with the RGB unlock, I think there's been a lot of questions about like, are there Easter eggs that we're missing? And you don't have to say, but I just know that you think about the universe of Boiz and you kind of leave some things to be figured out, which I really love too, because you're rewarded for finding it. Can you confirm or deny? Okay. Cool.
I take the fifth.
That's
Guys,
fair.
that was a yes. That was a yes, guys.
Did you guys? Well, Lirona's playing the U.S. government right now. Did you guys see the alien like dossier release or whatever?
Yeah, they said like
There's
nothing at all.
Yeah,
right?
there's like I don't know. It's like everyone's like, oh man, they're gonna say everything. There's like, we don't know.
Not sure, guys.
It could be something out there.
I don't know anything. I have no memory. I don't know. I actually have a really terrible memory.
That's fair.
Do we think that there's gonna be a CMYK boy?
Oh,
All right, cool.
it's in process.
Dude, that was good.
Thank you.
Why are you asking those things now?
They're asked in chat.
Yeah, right.
ruining
Jeez,
Fine, I'm not looking at the chat.
Jeez, dude. It's probably
okay,
best.
No.
Chat's a disaster. Everyone in there
It
is
is a
just
disaster.
it's a chat full of garbage people. Um,
All right, no more boys questions. That was it.
Okay.
Sorry for the
No.
sorry for the third degree.
yeah, Domino, you're a mod.
I'm out.
Here's what I want to ask. I think you can talk about this one because you mentioned Rembrandt earlier, and I know he's shown some pictures of what he's been working on. So that's one that I'm super excited. I've been excited about that. That's been like progress for like 2 months. Because
And it's not because of Rum. Like we've worked on it together for like a month and a half.
I assumed it's 'cause
even
of
more
the-
than 2 months, I think.
it's also an oil painting, and
Yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah, it takes a little while to
So crazy.
get ready and dry and paint.
Totally, but I blame myself for like the past couple of weeks where I really wanted to drop, but I also was thinking about how I wanted to roll out and who I want to be talking to about that and kind of seeing, you know, it's an exceptional piece. I don't think it should go anywhere without a proper, you know, recognition for it. And having so much volatility within the market right now, I wanted to make sure that this doesn't go and disappear within the sea of hype and craze within the market right now, where every day there's something new. So for me, coming from that, it's like I really want to honor Rum for that, but you know, Evan, like by doing that, I told him that I want to take it slow and check the temperature on what's going to happen in the next few weeks before we drop that, because I just feel like there's such high waves right now that I'm scared that something would just kind of like, it might just disappear within the wave of, you know, information that's happening, market going red, going up, going down, like every day there's just volatility. And I want to make sure it gets the honor that it deserves. So it's coming. We were talking about how to talk about it, and I'm thinking how I want to talk about it from my own perspective. The boy is ready as an NFT, and he is ready as an oil painting, and it's gorgeous. So I'm excited about that.
That's amazing.
He's
We're
been
glad.
incredible. He's been such a positive force in our boys and girls community, but just in general working with him. And I'm just finding out that people are so lovely to collaborate with throughout, this entire community, it's scary because sometimes you collaborate with people and have a terrible time. Like that happens, throughout my career. That happened many times. Sometimes you have clients that you collaborate with and you just do not vibe. And somehow every person I've collaborated with within this community has been the utmost like open and collaborative and happy about just working together and creating something beautiful, even if it takes time.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
We just got gifted 10 subs by Watcher. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'll boost your server for that. Thank you. I'm already boosting 4 times, so I'll hop on there again. Thank you, man.
I'm sorry that my microphone is low.
I turned it up.
Is it better?
Yeah, it should be better. I turned it up.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Whoa.
Do you think the way that people
What was that?
are?
Sorry.
Yeah, watchers
Oh,
gifting
the
subs.
boy notification?
The boy. The boy.
Oh, you just.
Oh, I thought I showed you
I
that.
just seen it.
Yeah,
No.
I made a little notification for follows and for subs with the boy.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Look at him thriving, meme boy.
Living his best life down there.
Speaking about memes, I feel like we haven't been on top of our game lately.
This is
And
very
by
true.
We haven't.
I mean you guys.
It's literally us.
We need the content. There's only
I know, it's so my fault. It's totally my fault.
I'm meme ready as soon as
Okay.
some more drops start happening. I'm gearing up.
Pretty boy's gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
Pretty boy looks awesome, by the way.
He does. He really does.
It doesn't.
It took like 7 hours to render that beast.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you could tell it's
That's crazy.
just the depth is beautiful.
Thank you.
Hmm.
He is very pretty. Do you think people are gonna love it? He's a little pretty, like
Oh, I
it's
think
not
so.
very
I
graphic.
think the
He's
textures.
a little-
The textures are phenomenal. I
Yeah.
think.
I
Have
would.
you been discovering more like as you're getting more comfortable with making these? Like, are you trying new things out that you wouldn't have done like months ago?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Like even the Rembrandt one, like I'm not a modeler in any capacity. I'm always been finishing, texturing, lighting person in Cinema 4D. But like creating that little collar thing and his garment and the fur, like whatever that's called, I don't even know what that is. The thing that he's wearing was for me a real challenge of like modeling and bringing that thing to life from a modeling perspective. And it somehow worked out, and it's been like my biggest fear. It's always been that whenever I want to do something, because I'm not a modeler and I don't use like ZBrush, that I don't have the tools to do the things that I want. But this one, because Rom has like brought it, like we worked first on the painting and then I made the boy. So like once we discovered what this boy needs to wear and what it's gonna have together, I was like, oh shit, how the fuck am I gonna make this in 3D? But then it worked out somehow, and I conquered my fear with that. So I think more and more, like I'm still trying to keep them as minimalistic as possible. So even if I did want to do like crazy models every time, like I probably wouldn't want to do that for the project, sense. But I'm discovering a lot of things with texturing for sure, but a lot more about like my confidence within taking this very particular canvas and try to do something new with it every time. Sometimes visually, but then sometimes in terms of like their actual personality. Like I really hope that I'll be able to do another smart boy, and not a smart boy, but something that felt like smart boy, because
Smart guy.
he was very, very unique. And I hope like I can make more of these that really stand out in terms of their personality.
I think that's a good idea. I would like to see, talking about unions. I know those are probably going to be all new, but a smart girl would be cool. a little nerdy kind of pair of boy and girl.
That's true. That's true. I can do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And if you do a shy girl, you know where I'm at.
Ooh. True.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing those down.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love the I love I love to see you grow with the modeling and the texturing and the way the theming that the new boys are coming in, but there is something so fucking charming about the Genesis and Second Coming boys that's just hard to put into words. There's
Extremely
I agree.
iconic.
Yeah.
They're just so charming. That's really the only word for it.
What do you feel about them that does it?
Oh, just
They
like
had more eyes, that's for sure. But
there's just a sexual tension when I look at an OG boy. That's just not quite there with the new.
God damn
the
it.
new-
I think, but isn't it? I feel like that's more psychological.
Yeah, that could be a me thing.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's a you thing.
Could be a mean thing. I'm still trying to figure out what down bad means, but no, I think that it's, there's always something ineffable about the origins of a project. I think because maybe it's closer to the genesis of the idea, it might be a little bit more raw. Because a great idea is always from the ether, right? It just like pops into your head somewhere, you like or meditate. It's something untangible, and so maybe there's something to be said for being closer to that source that makes them feel like that. But the simplicity from the like aesthetics is also, that's one of the more tangible things. But I wouldn't be inclined to dismiss the more like spiritual kind of explanation of it.
No,
I love that
totally
interpretation. I've never thought about that, like being the closest being to the source of the concept itself, the birth of the concept. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I read Plato
Totally.
like every night, so I'm thinking a lot. You got time to think under the desk when the crows are attacking you.
I totally agree with that, and I also think their names, since they were the first 8 or however many 16, they were the archetypes that were in my head when I was looking at them, and in a way they're the most iconic archetypes that are around me. In a way, they're the most obvious to me, like good boy, bad boy, smart boy, designer boy, art boy, like all of those are things that I'm connected to on a daily basis. Whereas with, the new ones, it is more about the creation process, and then the archetype kind of reveals itself throughout, rather than the archetype being there and creating the boy in their shadow or
That makes a lot of sense to me too. Because like mellow boy and smart boy, like those are all just like that. Those are personalities of people that I know and can relate with. Yeah,
Exactly.
and even in myself, I can see. I wouldn't say that I have a shy aspect to me, but I wouldn't say that I'm like overwhelmingly shy. But then, but there's certainly a part in me that does resonate with him as just like a core character part. Yeah. And like like Fuckboy looks beautiful, right? It's probably one of my favorite looking ones, but it's a collaboration and more of like an homage to a style of fuck render. It's not necessarily something that I see in myself.
It's harder to relate to.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those are. It's like even when you look at Pretty Boy, it's a more artistic representation of the archetype than it is like how Art Boy or Designer Boy, which are just like quirky. They're quirkier, I think, all of them.
How much do you think about archetypes in your work, Lirona?
A ton.
Yeah, it shows.
I do. I just
you can
think
always feel it.
We have so many. Yeah, because we have. There's always a dialogue in my work. Like with my other work as well. I don't know if you've seen the subtitles, for example. Like it's there's always that thing where objects and things around me seem to have personality. Like that's how I think about them. It's how I think about animals. It's how I think about humans. And that's also what I think about rooms and spaces. And like everything has a personality. And that's how I go about life. And that's how I think things kind of show up in my work as well. That's also why almost all of my work has always been like shot with like realistic like lenses and depth of field, and like I always try to bring whatever I do, even if it's graphic, to a more kind of like realistic space, because that's how I look at the world all the time. Like every time I look around, I see like a corner, and I see the little thing that stands in the corner as a composition. I look at things and they have personality to them, and I think the same way everything I create has a little bit of like a humanity to it. Like even the chairs and the clouds and, you know, subtitles, they talk to each other. There's a conversation there. So archetypes are definitely a part of that.
I never put that together until we just started talking about it. Like I think that some of the first work of yours saw the environments, the colorful environments on Foundation, where you had teased the flower like very slowly opening, and there's like almost like a personification of that. Like it was very gentle. It was almost like it was breathing. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense now, hearing you talk about that. And it adds it's almost like I couldn't put my finger on it, but now that you say it, it adds a characteristic that is sort of unsung.
Yeah.
It makes it more rich.
Yeah, 100%. I think archetypes are something that are incredibly important and get overlooked quite a lot. You see writers who have a deep understanding of archetypes. They really make some of the most poignant things, because it's just it's a time-shown way to relate to people, and literally anything that you need to do, you need to relate to people with. So an understanding of that, like, and seeing the world through that lens, like Lirona's talking about, is like it's clear why Boiz and why her art is taken off, because she's considering those things. What were you saying, Lirona?
I was just like, my husband and I watch Friends again and again and again all the time. Like it's the thing that is in the background of our lives for many, many years. And I think there is something about, it's not realistic, right? It's like not every person is not as extreme as every character in this show. But the idea of like taking an archetype of a person and pushing it like really, really far to the point where they are their own kind of cliche is interesting. And I think it's very easy when you think about the world that way and that you're so immersed in it to start understanding people like a little bit more, and, you know, be a little bit more forgiving in general, because people are really trying their hardest to be happy and to do good and just like to be good people, like most people do. And I think there is something about understanding that we may be very like similar, but we're also very different. And like enjoying those differentiations is something it's a challenge, but it's fun. Like a lot of my friends are really different from me. And sometimes I ask myself like, what do I have in common with that person? And the answer is always kind of like, oh, I'm learning so much about how to look at the world through their eyes, even though it's not the same as how I look at. We can disagree on things profoundly, but it's the curiosity of seeing the world from other people's eyes that I think is kind of what interests me about those archetypes, because like people are archetypes, and it's easier when you're just like open to feeling it, discovering it. Like yeah, that was a long-winded answer to something I don't remember what I'm answering.
It's great though. It's great.
It feels like a good segue, especially when we talk about like how we're different from people. Regarding the last week of drama, it's felt very toxic in the environment of NFTs right now. And I think, Orphan, you might have said this in the past, like there's probably a correlation to the market tanking, the cryptocurrency market tanking, and the way that people behave online. And there seems to be like just all this stuff festers up whenever that comes about.
Yeah.
But and like, not to go into the actual specifics of like the personas or what they said, but how can we do a better job of sort of protecting the space? Because I think when we all first started, it was an incredibly positive space to be in.
Yeah.
Everyone is still very supportive, and there are a lot of people that are fantastic to be around. But maybe there's more, I don't know, animosity or other characters that have entered the space. So I think we always talk about community, but like, how do we protect it?
Well, I can speak for Orphan. This is Bo Borfin here, because I don't want to get in trouble talking about so much drama. But yeah, I think that it all boils down, because I've thought about it quite a bit recently. I think it all boils down to security and confidence in why you're here and what you're doing and who you are as a person. If you have those things truly figured out, you're not going to need to cause drama. And you're especially not going to need to build a brand around it. But that being said, it's not necessarily the case that you don't have those things figured out and then you start drama. It could be just a strategy, which, I think nobody really likes to. People like to watch it, but no one likes to like be a part of it. It's like a soap opera, right? And so there's a certain strategy to that. But for the general people who are like watching this show and who would actually need this advice, who aren't trying to, blow up and become an influencer, I think you just really need to realize why you're here. And even if you come away saying, I'm here because I want the money, and like that's why you're here. If you know that and you're secure in it, you're gonna know exactly what you need to do, and you're not gonna need to start shitting on other people. You're just gonna go get the money, and that's that's a strategy. But I think the reason why people end up starting drama is because you lash out because things aren't going according to plan, and on some level. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with all that, and I think that I think Rod brings up a really good point. We have to protect the community and the state as best we can, and whatever means we can. I think these, just out of there.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Ryan. I'm sorry. Is anyone else?
A little bit of an echo.
I think it's the fans that are kicking on.
Okay, let me turn you up a little bit. Sorry to cut you off, man. I just wanted to make sure everyone can hear. Yeah, Samuel says you can't hear either.
Oh, geez. Well, I was just saying,
it's better now.
Like forums like this, Saturday for the Boys, and Culture DAO has started doing a couple things like that in spaces, and just kind of bringing people together without so much of just the back and forth on Twitter, where a lot of that beef and animosity comes from. It helps a lot, and I think that talking to you guys, all these weekends, just it connects us so much more, and connects us to the people, the community, so much more.
That's way better. Whatever you just fixed is way better.
I did it. It's my computer.
Oh, it's Lirona's fan. Okay.
Fuck.
That's
happening.
It's all right.
Wait a minute.
I think what it's doing is it's making background noise, and so that Ryan's mic is not auto detecting. It's still there.
It's still there, yeah.
Can you still hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just muting myself every time I'm not going to speak.
Okay.
All right. I have one of these nice microphones, like you two. iMac microphones here.
You just need a shitty microphone and then just put it in the camera. It really doesn't matter how good the microphone is. You just need to show that you have one.
Yeah, I just need.
It's more
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm going to start the AC and be right back.
Okay,
sounds good. The best part about the whole thing we were talking about community is Orphan saying this like nice, beautiful, profound thing, and then I look on my second screen and he's wearing the fake fucking glasses over his face, and I'm like listening to him for like 3 minutes without even realizing.
Yeah.
But he's got
I wasn't sure if you saw it.
It wasn't me. Every once in a while, Bob Orphan comes in to try and skirt controversy. You know, if you split your personality up, then you can't be sued. You're legally an LLC at that point.
You are the Voldemort of NFTs. Like, you have your soul split into all these Horcrux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by design.
Yeah.
Speaking of archetypes.
What else? What kind of archetypes come through your head when you're thinking about Boiz that you haven't seen yet?
Oh man, like that we would want to see, or that? Yeah.
It's a great one. It's a great.
Wow.
It's a difficult one, I know.
Insecure boy. Like shy boy's shy.
Bad boy's bad.
And bad boy's bad. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
I would like to see and this may be out of the realm of what's, in theme or whatever, but the hero's journey is like the archetype, right? For storytelling anyways, for protagonists. So I would like to see a hero boy that was at 3 different stages in its life where there was like a coming of age at each moment, like maybe one with, like a boy with like a beard, and then a boy a boy with like a spear or something, I don't know, but that just popped into my head. I think that using the boys to kind of show that progression of a archetype would be kind of cool. Maybe
Wrote it down.
Cool.
That's dope. Can't top that, honestly.
You can go with the did you guys know this is a real archetype, right? So I'm not just being vulgar, but there's a archetype of the space Jew that's like it's a well-known archetype where the guy in Star Wars, the guy with the long nose who sold pod racing parts. There's always a merchant out in space that like tries to gouge prices for their like space goods, and it's like an archetype on the.
As a Jew, I am offended.
That's fair. You can take it up with Wikipedia. I found it the other day.
I found the article. It says it's authored by a name of Orphan Crypto.
No,
You guys know
dude.
him?
No, that was Bob Orphan. You missed the bow on the front.
Gotta get their sources right.
Yeah. No, there's all sorts of crazy. There's a site that has like writing archetypes, and there's all sorts of crazy ones. But I think that there's all sorts of ones, and you've already hit upon a lot of them. So
A lot. I'm looking at the list now. The one that stands out to me. This is like close to home because I'm designing caregiving solutions for essentially like our parents and our grandparents. So like all I think about is caregivers on a daily basis. But there is a caregiver archetype, and that could I don't know how to display that, but that could be an interesting one.
that would be a really good one.
One
Yeah,
that leads with their heart.
Lirona, you haven't made like a mom boy. I don't know if that's saying it out loud. That's kind of weird, but
Mama's boy.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I am thinking about.
oh, I like that. That'll be
I
fun.
like that. How about you, Ryan? Do you have anything?
Archetype, boys. I mean, I think that we've really touched on a lot of great ideas here, and I would hate to just spill more beans.
Well played.
That's fair.
Nice one. Well, let me know if something comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
What are your plans for the rest of the day today?
Great question.
I have a list of like 20 things that have piled up throughout the week that are just like small things that I haven't gotten to. And so Saturday afternoons are my time to blast through those things. And like we were talking about with social media, like one of my favorite things in the world is to make a list and just do those sweet check marks straight through the items. So I'm planning to do that all afternoon.
Yeah. I think
I got
we're
mine. Right
yeah.
here. This is my checklist.
Nice. Oh, dude, is that the Kickstarter thing with the dots that you fill in?
Yep, Ugg Monk.
Yeah. Do you like it?
It's pretty great. It's
Nice.
pretty great. Comes
What
with
is
this
that?
little.
Turn
So
it
he
on.
makes a bunch of like home good products, and he's a design nerd like the rest of us. So they're just well designed, but it basically is a card system, and so there's like you're not gonna be able to see it on camera, unfortunately, but
No, I
there's
just pulled them up.
okay. There's today. There's another one. There's next, and then there's someday. So I think he uses the sort of like getting things done methodology of breaking up tasks. So you get your 2 big daily chunks or tasks done. But then it comes in like this, artsy little holder, so you can put your cards in it, and it can sit on your desk like that. And yeah, it's like I need it. Like it's either this or post-it notes, and that gets messy. So
Yeah.
this works really nicely.
I've got my
Yeah, no, yeah.
I've got my little notebook with like the field notes tucked away in it.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm ridiculous with field notes. I could, if I walked over here, I have like a stack.
Right?
This big.
Yeah.
I've been collecting them for a couple of years now.
It's the
I
best.
probably have 80.
That's a lot. Yeah, because you have like an archive of all of
I
your.
do.
It's like a journal without like sitting down to write a journal. Oh, here we go.
Wow, y'all are great. I do not have any of this. I
Really?
was like, I'm gonna go to the pool.
What do you do to
I don't have
manage
a
your
list.
stuff? You got a
This is
a
like-
calendar, right?
Ryan.
I don't. Not
What?
this way. That's amazing.
Wow.
They're it's ridiculous. I mean, they're just so beautiful. Each of them has a super specific thing, and I love them.
That's cool.
And Aaron Draplin is also amazing.
I do enjoy that man.
Yeah.
Got
Now,
it.
I'm not going to a pool, but tell us more about the pool situation. That's amazing.
Yeah, so my husband and I have been traveling throughout California for the past 10 months working from home. So almost every month is a different place and a different Airbnb. So we do like Airbnb stays. And we've been loving the California desert, even though it's 110 degrees outside right now. And it's been like 115 for a long time. It has this beautiful like mountains in the background. Everywhere you look, the houses here has pools, and like price wise, it's just much better than LA because it's 2.5 hours than LA. And then while we're working from home and there's no reason to go to an office, it's just been amazing to explore different areas. So we've been to Palm Springs and Joshua Tree and La Quinta like a couple of times, which we love the most because it has a beautiful trail, even though you can't go on a trail right now, not even at 6 a.m. It's too hot. But I just love a good pool. So having a pool is something that I probably wouldn't have anywhere else but the desert at 110 degrees. So
Definitely not New York. not gonna happen
no. That's one of the reasons why we decided to leave. I swear to God, the last summer I've been to New York, I tried to go to a pool. And it was like, everything was like $180 to get to a pool. And I remember, the disappointment of knowing that I'm in the city and there are all those pools around on rooftops and literally like, it's just unattainable.
Can't
And
get to it.
That's the
No,
worst.
can't get to a pool.
No.
I'm a complete water child. I'll refuse to live anywhere that's not by accessible water. I live by the 2-3 different lakes. Like, there's lakes everywhere up here, so
That's amazing.
yeah. But I refuse to live somewhere that doesn't have water.
Kindred spirits, man. I feel the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and New York has been difficult that way.
But we had the Hudson, and it's beautiful. So, there's that.
Let's take a dip.
Yeah. You don't want to touch those waters.
No.
No. We were over there. We saw we saw some pretty gross stuff in there earlier today.
Ugh. Like what?
We saw a condom,
Ooh.
a couple other things. We saw we were right by a sign that was showing all the wildlife
Mhm.
and some eels
Oh,
and stuff. Yeah, some pretty wild things.
was the eel in the
Hopefully no-
condom? Because maybe it
Shout out
was
to that.
maybe it wasn't a condom. Maybe it was like a sleeping bag for an eel.
Oh my god.
That's a business model right there.
Holy shit. When you were talking about Palm Springs, and I know you have to run in a second, Lirona, but it just reminded me like I've been East Coaster my entire life, and my brain I feel like has acclimated to just East Coast colors and expectations. And the first time that I went to Palm Springs and like drove through the valleys from Las Vegas, my brain had like it just confused. Like I was just like, I've never seen this in nature. I don't understand these colors. Like the palette is so different, and it was remarkable, and I just did not expect that.
Totally. I've never thought of myself as a desert person. I really love lushness and green, but just being here most of the winter, actually, like we've spent 4 months in La Quinta in different houses throughout the winter, and went on like 2.5-hour hikes every day after work, and just like walking in a place that has only rocks, and they're huge, incredible rocks in like purple and red and like all these crazy colors, and then like there's shrub that's completely yellow, and then the sky's blue, and the mountains are just huge around. Like I remember, and right now it's too hot to go there, sadly, but just walking around and feeling like I'm connected to nature. Like this is definitely like we're made out of the same things. Like I felt at home there, but also there were like no animals because it's hot there, and there aren't just in a lot of animals in the desert. No snakes, no, like there were like a couple beetles. Like going there and just feeling completely immersed in nature, but completely safe because it's all flat in a way. Like there are mountains around, but generally the terrain is flat. That's what I found like the most fascinating, because when you think about it, can you imagine yourself in a desert for a second? This sounds really unsafe, right? Like you will be dead in a desert in a little bit, but we just walked right into the desert every day and felt completely safe. And I think that's the biggest like kind of shift. Because like when I go into a forest in the east, I'm just like, oh, there are bears here. Everything is gonna eat and kill and eat me. But somehow in the desert in La Quinta, it just feels like the safest place in the world. And so I really recommend everyone going. Like, of course, like color wise, it blows your mind. But also like the warmth and the feeling in the air that you're completely safe is something that I haven't experienced since going there.
That's really cool. I was while you were talking, I'm thinking, well, I'm almost the exact opposite. Like I love being in the forest because I can like hide places and I can build stuff and I can like.
That's amazing.
I
didn't grow up.
I would probably feel so
near
exposed
any-
in the desert.
Interesting.
But I need to go though. I don't think I've been to like a proper desert ever.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I've been to Montana, but that's it's pretty flat, but it's not like a hot desert. It's like a icy desert.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go make lunch.
Thanks so
Enjoy
much
that.
for joining us,
Pass
Lirona.
out. Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you. Like, this is amazing that you guys are doing that and you're keeping the community so tight, and it's amazing. I'm gonna try and enjoy it as much as possible. I just really enjoyed it.
Anytime. Let us know. Ryan's been doing such a good job both running the Discord, getting everyone together, finding people to interview. Like,
He's amazing.
incredible. So,
Thank you guys. It's fun.
Yeah, good things lined up too. Very
We
good.
do.
Yeah.
We have eBoy next week. We have actual financial advice the weekend of that.
that's rare around
That's
here.
so good.
Yeah.
For
There's a
being
lot of questions.
for being a financial space, there's like 0 financial advisors around here.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that, and then we have a Young Guns conversation coming up. Anyone that's 20 and under, we want to talk to the next era of artists. So that'll be exciting too. But
Nice.
don't want to belabor.
We should whip up some contracts to make them sign that are just like real exploitative.
Nice, dude. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. They will know
Kidding.
what's coming.
Sorry. Kidding, FBI.
It's Bo Orphan again.
Yeah, that was not me. That was Bo Borfin. Sometimes he doesn't put the glasses on.
Well, I appreciate you guys. This was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, everyone.
All right. See you
you.
guys. I'll
Talk
take
soon. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Later. Okay. Everyone's bailing. I gotta switch scenes faster next time. Oh man, that was fun. I forgot at the end that I was running the show and had to actually do an outro. Man, I was having such a good time. I kind of lost track there. Forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Voice chats are always so much fun. Like I said, Ryan does an amazing job. So if you're not following, go follow him. Go follow the other Ryan for some dope Boiz memes. Follow me for Boiz memes as well. And you guys, I know you're already following Lirona. As you should be. Oh, well. An hour 42. 42. And thank you guys for bearing with me. Anyone who's been here since the beginning. The camera and the attic cam. I had the attic cam fixed last night, and I don't know why it wasn't working today. So I'll refund anyone who did the attic cam. You know what we need to do before we go is Watcher redeemed a fuck, marry, kill. And he said, fuck, marry, kill a little puppy, Boiz, and the two Ryans. And is Watcher here? Broken attic cam's the worst. It makes me so upset. Because it's plugged in and the GoPro just decides to not connect sometimes. I don't think Watcher's here. Let's just make it spicy enough to clip, right? Watcher is awesome. He gifted 10 subs. That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, right now we're at 45 subs out of 50. If we get 50, I think we get another whole emote. So that's crazy. So, hey, if you have primes, check and see you got a prime. Drop it on me. We'll get some more emotes going in this bitch. If not, drop it on someone else. Drop it on Mark, on Domino, on Up Only, on Steffi. I have a bunch of featured hosted channels. So if you have a Prime, it's literally free. And if you don't use it, it's gone. So use it on someone. And you should use it on me. Or else. All right. Missing Watcher. Fuck, marry, kill. A little puppy, Boiz, and the two Ryans that were just on chat. Okay. Am I exempt from jail? Will my answer send me to jail? Or should I switch into my persona? Wait, no. I'm sorry. Forget what I was saying there. I've got to go. Hey guys, wait. Oh man, what a great show. Hey, I'm gonna go downstairs and get something to drink real quick. I'll be right back. Should be about 5 to 10 minutes. Wow. See ya. Hey, it's me, Bo Borfin. Oh, it looks like we have a fuck, marry, kill. A fuck, marry, kill from missing Wager. I'd fuck the puppy. Wait, I thought it said 2 puppies. No, that's 2 Ryans. Fuck, marry, kill a little puppy, Boiz, and the 2 Ryans right here. Yeah. Okay. I would probably fuck the puppy and fuck the Boiz and fuck the 2 Ryans. I would probably then kill all of them after and then marry their corpse. All right, guys, Orphan here. I'm back. Wow. I'm just gonna ignore the missing watcher. Fuck, marry, kill. Oh. So we're just gonna, maybe we'll wait till watcher is in. Maybe we'll wait till watcher's in the chat next, so we can do his fuck, marry, kill. Okay, guys. Next show is gonna be Tuesday. Tuesday, Boboo's Day. It will be. Yeah, sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on in chat, but I've been happy to be here. I don't think I've said anything wrong, and I think that we're going to continue doing this show. Tuesday, we are going to be announcing the next Thunderdome. Next Thunderdome is with Steffi Fung. That one's going to be sweet, and I think that's going to be... I think it's going to be the same time frame. I think it's going to be Thursday for judging. Yeah, Tuesday's an apology video. For Tuesday, I want to run something new where I'm going to try and set up a news segment. Because that was fun reading Lupify's article the other day, and so I'm going to set that up and make it like an official thing. Because I think that it would be nice to have like a newscast sort of thing. So I'll probably open up a place on the Discord. I'm going to drop that again just in case you guys aren't there. I would assume you probably all already are. But hop into our Discord and I'll make a news channel. And then if you have anything that you want me to cover, you can drop articles in that space. I probably won't cover, unless it's something big, I probably won't cover you doing your own, saying your own NFT drop is news. It's probably going to be larger space, cryptocurrency type things. Drama, we can go over drama. I should just make, I should make a fucking, I should do Days of Our Lives in Orphan's Attic. And then we just, yeah, NFT, Samuel, that's a great name, dude. Wow, that's a good name. I like that. I might steal that from you if that's cool. NFT, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, if you have 2,000 grill chunks, you can treat you as news. Sure. Yep, so that's Tuesday, announcing that. Wednesday, I think we're gaming with the Weish's Night Out crew. I don't know what we're playing. Perhaps we're playing Among Us? Oh, wait, I heard that the Steam summer sale is on. Let me pop open Steam and check that out. Steam summer sale. It is. So I'll be digging through this. Who knows what we're going to play, but we probably will play some games on Wednesday. Pretty soon here, I'm going to work up a schedule because I want to keep it consistent. It's been fairly consistent so far, right? Tuesday at 2 p.m. PST. Wednesday is games at like 3 PST. And then Thursday is Thunderdome at 2 PST. And then Saturday at noon is Boiz Chat. Excuse me, the boot's getting to me. Oof. Orphan's OnlyFans is canceled. I had to put in all of my like real life information into OnlyFans, and I realized I just didn't want to do that for a joke to post NFTs. No. No. Apparently you have to actually prove you're a person on OnlyFans, and that's a bridge too far for me. All right, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you loved it. I had fun. I always have fun talking with these guys. And I hope I didn't offend Lirona too much. I hope that she understood that I was joking about pretty much everything I said. If not, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to keep it edgy to keep the people on their toes. Nobody wants to watch a milquetoast show where there's no risk of the host completely fucking his life up. You know, you want to watch someone who's like, oh, is he just about to say something like really bad, or is he a good guy? And that's up for you guys to decide. Siggy, thank you for being here. Oh, and I noticed that Domino gifted you the sub. Domino gifted 6 subs today, and Watcher gifted 10. That's crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, Samuel, I don't think I've had any alcohol for like a year and a half. Which is crazy. Someday we'll have alcohol again. And then I'll stream it, and then everyone will laugh. I'm not an AA or anything. It's just because of the chemical dependency stuff I had a while back. It's just not a good thing for my brain. That's all right though. And if nobody knows what I'm talking about, that probably sounded pretty fucked up. But I'm doing okay. Don't worry about me, guys. Nobody worry about me. I'm doing just fine. Oh. All right, guys. I love you. Stay safe. Have a good day. And if you're in a heat wave, buy an air conditioner, dude. It's not fun to be in no air conditioning if it's like 100 degrees out. So, peace, guys. See you Tuesday.